Once dubbed the ultimate internet daddy, Pedro Pascal has fallen from grace because women all over the internet have now decided that his behavior gives them the ick. Several have said this. Does literally no one else think the vibes are off with Pedro Pascal? Pedro Pascal seriously gives me the ick, something so sinister going on there. And
this isn't all just Mary behind bot accounts either. These are
no, I swear, it's not just me. I'm not the only one who has Pedro Pascal derangement syndrome. It's spreading fast.
I'm not a particularly big fan of Pedro Pascal, to be honest.
Not good, considering he's got a big movie coming up soon.
He was crowned the internet's daddy, dubbed an anxious king. Ugh. And grown women called him baby girl. For years, he was held up as the poster child for soft but sexy modern masculinity, but lately, the vibes are shifting and more people are starting to notice red flags.
Yeah.
And there are many of them.
So the funny thing is that it got me to thinking, like, in both of the shows that I had seen him in prior to him becoming, like, a movie star, he definitely is, like, a dude who, like, kind of gets ruined because he's just not... So in The Mentalist, he like dates Lisbon, and then she picks Jane like Patrick over him at the end of season 6. Womp womp womp. Even though like they go out of their way to make him seem like the absolute best person that's ever existed. He's an FBI agent. He's understanding. She can't make her decisions. He's like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'm just here for you. And then she doesn't choose him in the end. Well, and then in Graceland, he like he loved a woman who picked another dude, and then she died, and he blames another guy for it, and then he gets killed.
He's in the new Fantastic Four movie, but he is also in the new A24 rom-com Materialists with Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans. And the plot line in that one is that Pedro Pascal is the rich guy who's Mr. Right on paper, but she doesn't feel the spark. And Chris Evans is her ex-boyfriend who she has a real connection with. And I believe from, sorry to spoil it if any of you were planning to see it, I doubt you were. The spoiler is I think she chooses Chris Evans at the end over Pedro Pascal.
I think he's got it on his resume. Special
so he's
skills.
Just the cuck.
He's like under special skills, guy who doesn't get picked.
He's the typecast of the cuck.
Unpick
basically.
me.
Yeah. And there are several examples of this. I wanted to show the infamous Vanity Fair lie detector clip where he says that he's the internet's daddy.
It's a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Ew. Ew, ew, ew. And I cannot believe that at the time this interview came out, women were swooning.
Yes, look at that top comment.
Ew! Like, what is appealing about this? I don't get it. So a lot of women said, like, it's appealing to us that he's, like, really genuine and he's, you know, forthright about his emotions and he just seems so honest and open and vulnerable. And they found that attractive.
Yeah, I was going to say, how is that at all attractive?
And he has this infectious laugh and he just, like, he has such a cute smile.
Is everything just AstroTurf nowadays?
I mean, his sex appeal was always manufactured. It was always something that was assigned to him because there was no other actor in his pool of fame and relevance and his age group that could have been the heartthrob. So they were just like, we have to pick somebody.
No, I think he has a good agent. I think he has a really good agent.
It's manufactured. The point being, it's all manufactured and it was never real. It was just something that women were convinced of through marketing.
There's a 20 from James Coteridis.
From a fan's perspective, it's important to respect the bands you dig when you have a chance to meet them. Growing up an All That Remains fan, it's been a lot of fun to ask Phil questions on here, but respect/boundaries are key. Cheers.
Cheers, James. Appreciate that, man.
We appreciate not forming parasocial relationships. And then there's the term anxious king that was given to Pedro Pascal because he talks about how he has social anxiety and he gets really nervous when he's on stage in front of all these people, even though he's an actor. And that's literally your job. So here is a clip of him with Vanessa Kirby doing promo for Fantastic Four.
Don't bring me muting.
He's grabbing her in the middle of the stage where everyone can see and holding hands with her. And they say Pedro Pascal suffers from anxiety and calms himself by holding Vanessa Kirby's hand.
I've never seen him hold a guy's hand.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe
Never seen. I mean, I've seen him get really up close and personal with his BFF Oscar Isaac.
I suppose it's fair
Ear
to say,
nibbling.
it is maybe fair to say that that actually is a sign of respect from him. Like, he would be like, the guys wouldn't want to, and he's being respectful of their
Unless you're
boundaries.
Oscar Isaac, and then you're just going to go full on Diddy.
Yes.
So yeah, he was dubbed the anxious king, the baby girl man
Again,
of the internet.
who are the women who are looking at that and like, that's the guy I want protecting me when somebody breaks in at night?
Another part of the psyop is that he was playing Joel in The Last of Us, who is this protector figure. He's this stereotypically masculine character. He's a father figure to Ellie in the show, and he's in all of these combat scenes, so he seems way tougher than Pedro Pascal, but obviously people just don't separate him from the character he's playing. Who he is in real life has nothing in common with Joel from The Last of Us. He has more gay best friend energy than daddy energy, as you can see in this clip where he's queening out with Dakota Johnson in promo for Materialists.
How to be a bitch 101. Literature.
Oh,
Teach literature.
He can't read.
I would teach you how to read, and then I would teach you how to be a bitch who reads.
Okay.
This man is not heterosexual. I'll teach you how to be a bitch who reads. with this, he's literally doing the limp-wristed thing.
Shoulders back.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people believe that Pedro Pascal is a gay man who's in the closet.
But why though?
This is
it's
all the
not
proof
like-
I needed.
But I'm saying like, but why? Like,
Why would you be in the closet?
Why would he
that
need
doesn't
to?
make
It doesn't
sense.
make any sense. I don't care. Other people don't care. Nobody cares.
But maybe if he's trying to cultivate a female fan base that thirsts
They would-
after him,
they would love that
him
even
being
more.
gay wouldn't help his brand.
I think that the audience he's courting aren't the people are just as likely to like him as a gay best friend than they are as something to be physically attracted to.
I mean, I suppose so if you're going for the girls and the gays audience.
That's
but
what he is going for.
if you're trying to be an internet heartthrob, you know, that women find sexually appealing, gay best friend is not really hitting the mark. There was also this promo video that he did with Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans recently.
Let's see if this works.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mary's very excited. The crisis party's back. Let's get a second one.
Please don't break.
Everything's got to go back to. Fingers crossed that everything resets as normal here.
The lights are going to stop
They
flashing
will eventually stop flashing.
any second now.
We hope after everything cycles through. Hold, please.
Okay, we're good. We're in the clear. Okay.
There we go.
Let's show this last clip from the Materialists promo. They're on a fake FaceTime call.
What do you want?
You.
We're just calling to say goodnight.
Good night. I was supposed to go to bed at 6 p.m.
Yeah. Night, night.
Sleep
All right,
tight,
good
buddy.
night.
Night, night, Pedro.
Sweet
What a
dream.
gimmick. Wow. All right, guys.
Did you like it? Was it funny?
That's so amazing.
Do you wish you were here? On a scale of 1 to 10. Right
The
here.
two of you?
Yeah.
I would do anything to be with you two.
Look at my nails.
Ooh, they're so beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
Look at my 90s outfit.
Let me see.
I get the black belt.
Those are his own jeans.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dakota doesn't like my bracelet.
I love it.
You love them?
I love
Yeah, he
it.
said it. He said it.
You love
Accept it.
these bracelets? I'm sorry, what?
She doesn't like my
I'm gonna
bracelets.
put on my bracelets.
They're so
there it
annoying.
I just don't like
Yeah. Like, is that all they're talking about? Is
bracelet on
they
a
just
map.
call and then just like
I'm
kiss each other,
aware.
kiss each other's asses
two men
over
with
Oh,
accessories?
see though?
We love you.
Love you too.
Love you so much.
I love you, bitch.
Do you love me or Chris more? Who do you love more, me or Chris?
Shut up!
It's okay, I
So
know.
hard. It's impossible. It's actually impossible. I know the truth. Chris knows. Dakota knows. I know.
It's me. We all know.
Okay.
Like,
what in God's name is
that was traumatizing.
any of that?
He's like, bye, bitch. I love you.
See, she's the
I
only-
love your nails.
It's okay for her
Slay,
because
queen.
she's a girl, so she's right where she needs to be as far as what that whole thing was. I'm also biased towards Dakota Johnson now because she's hilarious.
So the red flags listed here. Number 1, his male feminist persona. I think exemplified perfectly in the way that he treated Gina Carano, actually. Behind the scenes, he's willing to give her advice and consider her a friend after she was publicly fired by Disney. But in public, he's not willing to defend her.
Yeah. Yeah, he was open to her about when she said she didn't want to put the pronouns in the bio. He said, just do it for the sake of your own career. Basically, instructing her to not be authentic just for the sake of avoiding the mob.
And then the manufactured sex appeal. Did the Pedro Pascal is daddy thing ever really make sense? He's not daddy. He's not even zaddy. But still, for a time,
is
the internet
zaddy?
told us he was a new sex symbol. What kind of symbol, though? An NPR tote bag? He isn't ugly. He's conventionally attractive, undeniably talented, but in the tradition of heartthrobs, does he stand out?
He's
Is
also-
he Brad Pitt level, a Henry Cavill, a young Marlon Brando? No, you know that it's not even close.
He's also older than people who normally get that title later in life. Like he's older
Yeah.
than somebody who gets that title. They usually get that title earlier in life.
It's almost like aging barista energy. He's nice enough, but you're not dreaming about him,
He's
and you
50.
might feel a little creeped out.
he's 50.
Yeah.
So Hollywood does have their picks. They choose somebody that they want to make you like, and then they do everything in their power to make it happen. There was a time when Hollywood said, Jai Courtney's going to be a thing, and you don't have any say in the matter. We're going to put Jai Courtney in every movie, and if you don't like it, you can fuck off. And eventually
And now it's
fell
Pedro
by the way.
Pascal.
That fell by the wayside. Jai Courtney didn't become a thing outside of some. I actually liked him especially when he played a bad guy. But in general, Hollywood was like not giving you a choice. Jai Courtney here, Jai Courtney here.
Well, who in between Jai Courtney and Pedro Pascal was astroturfed in the same way?
I mean, you could say that people feel that way about Timothée Chalamet
And
Zendaya. That they're like, you don't have a choice. You're going to watch the movie with them in it.
I mean, at least in the case of Timothée Chalamet, I do believe that he has an organic appeal to a female audience. Like, they do actually find him attractive.
Tom Holland is kind of held in that regard because of Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he's not a bad
No, he's more
actor,
organic. Like,
you know?
I would say that people would probably be more annoyed by Chalamet than
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Because Timothée Chalamet has more of an art house vibe,
Yeah.
or his history of projects. And then there's also the recent Protect the Dolls stunt that Pedro pulled on a Disney red carpet, wearing this shirt that was fundraising for trans rights or something. Then there was also the feud that he had with J.K. Rowling on Twitter, calling her a heinous loser for her take that her bizarre, otherworldly take that women have vaginas.
Yeah.
And he's personally invested in the issue because he has a brother who thinks he's a woman. So that's something that's near and dear to his heart. But and then the melodrama about having anxiety and being this fidgety, neurotic little puddle of anxiety. Women don't find that attractive. It's just, I don't know. I don't see the appeal, and I think the people who originally were bought into the Pedro Pascal astroturfed heartthrob campaign are also coming to realize they never were attracted to him in the first place.
Yeah.
His mask has slipped.
Yeah, and I think in general, Pedro's going to keep getting work, though. I think because he does equal parts big budget stuff and smaller stuff, so he's always going to have work to be done.
It's harder to trick men into finding a certain female celebrity attractive than it is to trick women into finding a certain male celebrity attractive.
I mean, Chris
women are
Evans-
just easier to condition in that way.
Chris Evans is held in the same regard because of Captain America, which is like now Chris Evans' career post Marvel is not exactly
It's not
thriving.
popping.
Like
He's in Materialists.
I liked
so.
I liked Red One. He was in Red One. He's like a quarter of the size as he was when he was in Marvel. He was tiny.
Yeah.
He like he like when you look at it, it's actually kind of crazy how much like his physical size plays a role in whether you actually want to watch something with him in it. Because when you watch him in Civil War, when he grabs the helicopter Bucky's flying and he literally pulls it into the building, he's gigantic. And they would talk about doing reps right before going to film takes, so they had a pump as they were filming those scenes. And then you see him in Red One, and he just looks like you could flick him across a room. And he's like you could never imagine Captain America as annoying, but when he's playing this character in this movie, he's absolutely annoying. Yeah. Pedro's annoying no matter what.
I just think you're gonna have a harder time trying to convince the male population that a certain female celebrity is hot because, you know, say what you will about Sydney Sweeney, there's nothing inorganic about the appeal men find in her, mainly because it's to do with her body and her face, and maybe that she seems to be happy-go-lucky. Other than that,
That's a great
you don't
word
really
to
need to you don't really need to come up with an astroturfed campaign to convince men that Sydney Sweeney is hot.
That's a fantastic.
But for Pedro Pascal, you have to implement a full-on CIA-level psyop to convince women that he's attractive, and it'll work for a time, but eventually I think it's going to show its ugly face. Like he's now no longer the internet daddy that he was in maybe 2023.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.